Hello and welcome to Tech Deals. Should you buy bargain basement solid state drives or only stick with the name brand options? Today we are reviewing a discount drive from a company called TeamGroup. I have not previously covered this brand. They did not send this to me. I bought this off of Newegg on a sale recently, but these type of drives are often available at a discount compared to, say, Crucial and Samsung, who are well known throughout the industry. Now, I've covered bargain basement SSDs on my channel in the past. Some are good, some are not good. The Silicon Power S55s are terrible. They are cheap, but they're terrible. The AdLink S20 drives are remarkably good. I actually have one of these installed in an i7 machine downstairs. Surprised me how good that was. Is the TeamGroup a Silicon Power bad drive or an AdLink good drive? I actually don't know yet. It's still sealed in the package. But after this cut, I'm going to take it out, go test it, and I'm going to show you some results. Now, it's worth noting that in an older machine, any SSD is an improvement over a hard drive. If you have a 5, 6, 7-year-old computer, an i5 2400 or old FX 8150, for example, frankly, any SSD is going to be a big improvement if you're still running a hard drive. But if you're building a new machine, running something high performance, if you want sort of the top-end drive that's available that's going to last you a long, long time, maybe it's worth spending a bit more. The warranties can be longer, the support might be better, but the prices are higher, sometimes as much as $30 to $40 more expensive for the same size, in this case, the 500 gig class. So let's take this out, get it tested, and show you the performance. I have now completed a round of testing with this drive. I did some file copy operations. I ran Crystal Disk Mark on it to get some numbers. You can see some of those back there. I did compare it to these other drives to see whether or not it was competitive or a dud. The short answer is it's remarkably good for its price, but it is in fact not as fast as the Samsung and Crucial. Will you notice? Maybe. You'll notice it on a top-end machine. If you're building an i7 8700K or a Ryzen 7 1700X or the upcoming 2700X, no, you should absolutely not be buying that drive. You should be buying one of these, or actually an NVMe drive for that matter. If you have something more mid-range, such as an i5 8400 or even the previous generation i5s or a Ryzen 5, I still wouldn't buy it. I would still buy either the MX500 or the Samsung 860 EVO, again, if not an NVMe drive. However, I would like to say that if you have a 3 to 5-year-old machine, something of the 4th gen Intel or older, or perhaps an AMD FX-based processor, you might very well not notice a difference between these drives, between the name brand and these, because those machines are so much slower, you're waiting for the CPU and other things are going on, and frankly, a mid-level drive such as this is just fine. It is nowhere near as bad as some of the bad drives that I've tested, and would I use this in a computer? Yes, I would, just not a top-of-the-line machine. Now let me get specific with the numbers. Its sequential transfer rate is actually remarkably good for a drive of this price. But sequential transfer is not what's important. It's random read and write performance that matters. And so I'm going to put all of the charts up here on the screen at the same time so you can see them. And I'd like you to call you to the second line of each one of the results. It is the 1 queue depth, 1 thread count, 4K random read and write that actually matters. It is not the sequential number, even though that's what gets advertised the most. And when you look at that number, you'll see both the Samsung and Crucial are noticeably faster. But this is where I come back to the real world, which is in a top-of-the-line machine, absolutely. This drive, and frankly, either of these drives is crazy. But for a budget machine or an older machine, it's much more reasonable. And if you can find them on sale, they definitely are worth the price savings over these drives. 3-year warranty, it's got all the latest 3D NAND technology, and it actually is a modern drive. It's not some 3-year-old refurbished drive or maybe an old technology drive they're just trying to get rid of. This is actually a recent release from them using the latest 3D NAND technology. It's just not as fast as the big boys. Speaking of which, I've previously done a review of this AdLink, and you'll notice from the numbers that, first of all, it's a 256 gig drive. I don't have a 512 gig version of the S20, but you'll notice that it is a little bit slower than the TeamGroup is. But that's because it's a smaller drive. I suspect that internally, they're really close. So I'm going to link to all of these drives down in the video description, and my advice to you, top-end machine or modern mid-level machine, one of these. Older machine or modern budget machine, building something cheap like a Ryzen APU, one of these would be just fine. Buy based upon price per gigabyte. Whatever gives you the most space for the least amount of money, especially in a budget machine, is generally what you should go for. In a budget machine, you won't notice the difference between any of these drives. Like this video if you like it, share it with your friends if you loved it. Remember to subscribe to my channel with that big huge red button directly below. Questions and comments in the comment section. And as always, check the links in the video description. Those are affiliate links to Amazon and Newegg. They do support the channel when you're shopping. If you found this interesting, useful, or simply entertaining, please use those. I would greatly appreciate it. Thank you so much for watching. I will see you in the next video.